Hi everyone. 1 second. We're just. Whoop. Whoop.
What?
There
Are
we
we
go.
live? No, right?
Yeah, we're live now.
We're so live.
I thought you was going to record it.
You don't get
For
any
those
heads
in
up.
chat, you can join the queue. It's fine. You're queuing up for nothing. But if that's your jam, feel free. That's a very Canadian thing to do. Have fun. And also the channel. Excellent. The channel points are going great already. Excellent. We probably won't be doing channel point rewards today, just so it doesn't break up the flow of AskClevEndeav. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn them off. But yes, I'm glad you're having fun with them already. All right. But hello, everyone. We are joined today by Rich and Fabio. Say hi, Fabio. For those who don't know, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure.
Rich.
I'm Rich, CEO of ClevEndeav, and do some game design stuff also, and some art stuff sometimes. And yeah, that's me. Fabio?
I am Fabio. I do art.
Better intro than mine.
Hi everyone, I am the Pog Champ, otherwise known as Steph, and I'm the community manager at Community Manager. That was for Damu, who complained that I wouldn't say Pog. So there you go, I did it. So let's jump right into questions for everyone that's in chat. I pulled a lot of questions that were asked from the last time, and I also pulled some of the ones that were posted in the last week or 2 weeks or month or however long it's been. So we got a bit of mix of questions. If you have questions in the chat that you didn't ask on Discord, feel free to write them. We don't guarantee that we'll answer all of them. But Rich and Fabio have been informed if they see something that they're passionate about, they'll answer on stream. Otherwise, let's jump in with a nice easy one. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Richard?
Oh boy.
What's the right answer, Richard?
There probably is a right answer. I don't think I'm going to agree with Fabio, maybe. We'll see.
What?
But I like stuff that is super, super chocolatey with like chocolate brownie chocolate caramel swirl of chocolate. That's what I like, I would say. That said, actually no, Fabio, to you. I might chime in afterwards, but over to you for now.
Chocolate is the easiest answer. The easy answer is chocolate, as long as you keep it simple. It's like just chocolate. As soon as you start putting like, oh, extra chocolate with chocolate thing, and this destroys the ice cream. I also like fruit ice cream, like mango, lemon, this type of thing. But the best one for me is chocolate ice cream.
I would say there's actually, go ahead, Steph.
I was gonna say my favorite is something called Moose Tracks. I'm sure it goes by different names elsewhere, but it's basically, I think it tends to be like vanilla based, but then it has like chocolate chips or chocolate something in it, and then peanut butter. It's quite often has like the mini Reese's like broken up inside of it. Anyways,
this is not a favorite. This is like, what's your favorite fruit? My favorite fruit is a salad of fruits, a bowl of a lot of fruits.
You can go to the store and you can buy Moose Tracks ice cream, so therefore it's a flavor.
Okay.
Twitch chat isn't showing.
There's a ice cream place near me called Dollar Rose, which is freaking awesome, which has all sorts of crazy flavors. They have like, there was like a Moroccan mint stracciatella thing that was like vanilla with mint and chocolate. There's a Thai tea. I don't know exactly what makes it Thai, but it's like spiced tea flavor. I don't know. There's all sorts of crazy stuff. They had a peanut butter and jelly one, which had like was made with peanut butter ice cream, but then they actually had like swirls of homemade jelly in it. It's all so good. But yeah, all the stuff they make. Oh yeah, tire éponge. I don't know how you'd say that in English, but like it's taffy, like maple taffy, I guess. They have like chunks of like roasted maple. I don't know what it is. It's like candied maple. Oh, it's just so good.
Shout out!
I could talk about ice cream for a while.
Shout out to Ribera Ice Cream, best ice cream in the world. Ribera Ice Cream.
I don't even know what that is.
Yes. Ribera Ice Cream. Best.
Sir Carrot, this is also making me hungry for ice cream.
Yeah, I don't even like.
Could not.
This is gonna be really controversial. I don't really like ice cream.
Oh,
what?
Come on! Oh,
it's more than controversial. It's just like.
Like I'll eat
madness.
it if it's ordered, like if it's given to me. But like if someone's like, let's go for dessert, I'll be like, all right, let's go for cake, let's go for cookies, let's go for something baked. Like ice cream is like on my lowest tier of desserts.
Wow.
Write that down, Richard. Write that down.
Yeah. It's probably more controversial than pineapple on pizza.
I love pineapple.
Oh man, I'm not even getting into the pineapple pizza question, but the to me, like, I don't know, I'm completely the opposite, to the point where it can be minus 27 outside and we're like going for a walk and I'm like, are we gonna stop for ice cream? That's to that point. Like ice cream is good at any time, no matter how full you are or not. And actually, Sir Kara mentioned the only excuse is lactose intolerance. I am lactose intolerant and I still eat ice cream, and I'll take a lactose pill if it's like a lot of ice cream, but like it's worth whatever is going to happen to you because it's ice cream. So those are my thoughts.
So yeah, I could go on about this, but I found there's a lot of things I didn't like as a child, like milk. I didn't like milk. I didn't like ice cream, and then I wasn't really a fan of cheese and these things. And then as an adult, I found out I was lactose intolerant. So I think my body was just telling me, stop eating this stuff. And now that I'm an adult and not supposed to eat it, now I eat a lot of it. Because it's like, you told me no, so now I want to do the thing.
Just defy your body.
Yeah. All right, next question. What's the best decoration in your office? So we're kind of like working from home right now. So I guess it's like in your workspace. Best decoration.
I would say, well, my favorite decoration at the office is these little painted. I have these little painted skulls that are like, what's it called? Calaveras, like little Mexican style painted skulls that I have 3 of those on my desk, which I like a lot. And just generally having plants is something I like a lot. In my place, like, I don't know, I don't see it as I have a desk, but it's just like 2 big monitors. But I would say my favorite thing is this tree, which I like a lot. Yeah, that's
it's
my
amazing.
that's my
it's
answer.
A very big plant for a small vase, huh?
Yeah, we need to repot it because I think it's outgrowing its thing. It's starting to be sad. So we're going to repot it once spring hits, which is basically now. So this weekend, big repotting.
Fabio, what
How about you, Fabio?
I am right now. I'm working at the same place of my music studio. So I would say that all this crazy equipment, I love them all. They're super nice. I don't know if I can show them. If you can see.
Yeah.
All this crazy stuff.
Whoa.
Like this.
I know you had a bass.
Recording things. All these things.
That's sweet.
I like them all. So crazy microphones. So yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and there's also
What is that?
It's
so cute.
I really like this dog.
What is it? Is it a tumbler? Like a...
Oh, it's a case.
That's so all
funny.
Sorts of colorful pens.
I love
but you have to cut his neck out.
Yeah, it's a little.
Where's your pen?
Are Pez dispensers still a thing? They must be, right?
A what?
They must be. I
Pez?
feel like I've seen them at like thrift stores of like unopened Pez dispenser things. I don't know if they still sell them though.
Fabio, there's these like candy dispensers. They're like little tablet type things, and you pull the head off, and it pushes the candy out, so it comes out of the neck. So it kind of reminds me of your pencil case.
It's similar.
I don't know. I have this display case for a reason. I like all of these things. But I think my favorite might be the little Cubone skull. Oh, I think it's just off screen. Wait, 1 second. Oh,
The chamanda. Pick the chamanda. The
Yeah,
chamanda.
Charmander's sweet.
Pick the chamanda.
look at it. It's actually really small, but look at how cute that is. This little 3D printed Cubone skull. It may be a little bit morbid, but it sits in front of my my
That's very
Hound
sweet.
Houndoons. I also have this was handmade by my university roommate, and it's like, oh, they're all messed up now, but they're homemade Pokemon badges from the first season of Pokemon. Oh, this way.
Wow.
So they're actually like legit badges.
What are they made of?
Clay. Like she just put them in the oven.
That's very cool.
But yeah, so those two things. You say I'm a Pokemon fan.
That's very cool. I wanted to hop in and answer the question about Vibe.
Yes,
As
please.
it came up. So yeah, we're definitely close with Vive Avenue. We talk to them fairly regularly, and we've talked to them about music for next game as well. We haven't started any work with them on that or anything, but we've had a very brief discussion about that. And yeah, so it is a commission thing in the sense that we pay them for their work, and that's as far as that goes. They also get royalties on soundtrack sales, so that's cool. But yeah, we chat with them whenever needed, and of course when there are updates, we bring them in, and they have to make sure to make the sounds and do voiceovers and all that stuff.
Nice. Going back to questions, or do you want to answer the add more languages part?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, there's no current plan, not for the next update, at least for adding more languages. Usually, it's based on just playership, like how many players are playing in that language. At least early on, when we decided which languages we were doing, that's where it came from. I don't know what our Ukrainian, because it's not only necessarily players in a region, right? It's not only Ukraine, it's more people who speak Ukrainian. And yeah, I'm not sure what the playership is like. I don't even really know if we have data on that. That's something we could look into. But yeah, there's definitely no plan in the next update for that for the time being. I apologize.
Next question. How was the Raccoon decided as one of the 4 classic animals from the Yoinker?
Richard?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think it was like, which other animals are on the farm? There was the sheep, and then I think we wanted one that wasn't like typically a farm animal necessarily. But yeah, I don't really know. This is a Kyler question that unfortunately I don't think I can give a good answer. Fabio, unless you know, unless you have some secrets.
I don't know.
Sorry, I just remembered that I left alert sounds on, and I was like, what was that sound? Totally threw me off. So what else do we have? This was specifically for Fabio. You're very popular in the Discord. How's the ukulele coming along, and are you going to release more covers soon, or have you already? By Sir Carrot.
Sir Carrot, I want to release more music. I was working on, I don't know if you know, but I have a record with my own songs that I released in 2019 in November. Since then, 2 main things happened. One, I have a baby boy. And 2, there's this pandemic thing going on. So I have no more time for music, no more time at all. And when I have time, the few moments that I have time, I have no, uh, how can you say, motivation, no motivation. So I, little by little, my son is growing up, and there's more time for me to relax. And I hope this pandemic ends up soon, so I might be doing music once again. Yeah, I definitely like, if everything goes well. In the end of this year, there will be more music. Probably not covers, but my own compositions. Go to Spotify and look for Grisi. How do you spell that in English? Grisi. It's my name. Go there, Grisi, Spotify. Listen to my album.
Yes. Talk about Spotify. Um, okay, bit of a random one, but would you rather live in space or the deep ocean for 1 year? You'd be living alone and assuming that you have everything you need to survive. And that's by Morphe.
Richard, the right answer.
I'm assuming. Well, is it deep sea to the point where you can't see anything? Like it's the deep sea where it's black, and I mean presumably you have like a little light on your submarine that lets you see out. Um, but either way, actually, yeah, unless it was like shallow enough seas that you could actually see fish and things everywhere, I would say space because I feel like it would feel very claustrophobic in the deep sea in like a tiny submarine. And yeah, I think the space thing would take a longer time to wear off than the deep sea thing. Like even deep sea, I don't know, there'd be some like crazy thing that swims by once every like 3 days. But I feel like space, being able to look out at whatever planets, I don't know where exactly in space we're placing me, but I feel like that just wouldn't wear off that quickly. And yeah, I wouldn't feel as enclosed, I think, at least from like images of the International Space Station versus images of a tiny submarine that is like deep sea diving. That's where I'd land.
As important as knowing if you are in deep sea is to know if you are lost in space, because there's also, space is basically made out of nothing.
True.
You could be like in the middle of nothing. It would be the same as being at deep sea.
I assume you're like orbiting a planet or like going between, in a solar system or something. Like there's stuff to see, but maybe that's an unsafe assumption.
If the decision is between being in shallow waters with a like Little Mermaid world, or Finding Nemo world, or being in a spaceship looking down to Earth, which are both the best scenarios, there's not even there's no question. It's space. Space is always the right answer. Like you can put goggles and dive and see the sea. When will you be able to see Earth
That's
from
true.
space? Huh?
That's
Never.
a very good point too.
Yeah.
Steph, what about you?
I think it depends on the scenario. Because if it was like the deep dark sea where you can't see anything, then I think it'd rather be space because there'd probably be like stars or things to look at. That'd be more interesting. But if it was like deep sea, like maybe not that deep, but you could see like whales and fish and stuff like that, then I would choose sea because I'm like a little bit agoraphobic. Is that the right word? Like
Afraid of
the
big
opposite.
spaces?
Yeah.
I think that's
So
that.
yeah, if I
But
was in space, I
we
feel.
can put you on a tiny spaceship.
But there's like the ever expanding space is a little bit terrifying for me, I think. Whereas like I like smaller spaces. So if it was like, yeah, I could see whales and fish and stuff. I also really like scuba diving. Like really like scuba.
Hmm.
So like seeing that stuff would be
But
cool.
but like Fabio said, you could still scuba dive without living there.
Yeah, but in space, like it takes so long to travel anywhere. You'd basically be looking at the same background for like an entire year. Whereas like at least space, there'd be things that, or sorry, in sea, there's a chance things will change. There'll be like fish or sharks or whales, like, and you can like give them names, and you could like it'd be a little bit more interesting. I have a really short attention span, so like, you know, for me it'd be more interesting than like if you're completely alone and you have the nothing but expansive space. I feel like I'd get bored really quickly.
So I have to correct ourselves. Agoraphobia. Oh, someone just wrote it. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, type of anxiety, afraid to leave environments that they consider like unsafe or feel. Yeah, so it's not a fear of large spaces.
Okay.
But interestingly, people can feel claustrophobia often while scuba diving, and like the open blue, which is kind of the opposite of what you would expect, but somehow like that openness. And I don't know if it's that with the combination of having the mask on your face and the thing in your mouth that makes it feel claustrophobic, but
And
I've
also
definitely heard that.
you're feeling pressure all over your body, yeah.
Yeah, true.
I feel the up when I was scuba diving, I was scared at how big the ocean was and not having like
Yeah.
seeing an end to it. I was a little bit more scary than like claustrophobia.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
whatever the
always
opposite of claustrophobia is, I have that.
Kinophobia, according to Demu in chat. So we're
There you
good.
go. But it's not intense, just like a tiny bit of that where I feel uncomfortable when it's like very open, big space.
I mean, if you didn't, I think something would be wrong with you. Like, I don't know. I've had that experience scuba diving where you like look at a reef on one side and you look out and it's just blue and just gets darker, and you see nothing, and you just imagine all the things that could be there. Yeah, it's the. I think that's very, very normal. Also, I need to mention. I don't know if people have seen Our Planet on Netflix, but it is freaking amazing. And the deep sea episode of Our Planet, it's kind of like remember the Planet Earth series? It's kind of like Planet Earth, but it was redone and just like newer cameras, better stuff. And the deep sea one has some really, really crazy stuff that is like I've never seen stuff like that ever. So highly recommend.
Same with there's like Blue Planet, I think, which is the BBC one, which goes into space.
So Blue Planet was the after Planet Earth. This one was like in the last year or two, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just like a I guess you might call it like a spiritual successor. So good though.
Or you can watch Little Mermaid.
Or you can watch Little Mermaid.
Yeah, if it was that world, I would definitely pick the ocean. Okay, so Fabio, this question came up last ClevEndeav, but we didn't have an answer, which is why is the chameleon in the trailers and key art always on the paper airplane?
The first time I did that, I found it funny. Second trailer, I said, you know what? I'm going to put him again on the plane. Third time, I said, well, now he needs to be on the plane again. Come on.
That's the thing.
Now it's a thing. He's always on the plane. Yeah. I had no courage to take him out of that plane. Maybe on the next trailer, stay tuned. Maybe he's not going to be on the plane anymore.
And then how did you come up with the name ClevEndeav? It's such a cool name by Danny.
Good question. I wish I had an answer for that. It was honestly, I don't know at all. It was the first idea of a name that I had in this would have been like 2014. Yeah, this would have been like late-ish 2014, and I thought about it and I thought it was bad, and then once I actually started the company with Kyler and Alex, we spent a whole bunch of time thinking about different names. We wrote like 150 names, and they were all just like not much better. They weren't worse, but they just weren't much better. And I talked to someone who was kind of a mentor at the time who would like run like an accelerator program for games. Anyway, so I told him about the name. He's like, does anybody hate it? I was like, not really. He's like, does anybody say, oh my God, that's terrible when you mention it? I'm like, no. He's like, it's good enough. Keep it. He was like, the name is going to be whatever you make the name to be. Like they will you'll make the brand around your studio around the name, and it really doesn't matter. One of the issues with ClevEndeav, though, is that the word endeavor is spelled differently in Canadian English and American English, and that confuses a lot of people. And also, it's a very confusing name for people to say who are French Canadian, because the word endeavor is just not a common word. And also, everyone writes ClevEndeav for some reason. I don't really know. I don't know where the cleaver comes from, but that's the thing that happens all the time. So
Every time,
yeah, that's why
every
that's
time-
why our
My biggest
emails were.
complaint is that it's so long.
Yeah.
It's so long to type.
So that's why I have auto hotkey where I do like Control-Shift-C and it writes ClevEndeav Games. But yeah, I mean, we shortened our emails to ClevEndeav because ClevEndeavorGames.com, first of all, was way too long. But second of all, ClevEndeavorGames.com was spelled the Canadian way. So yeah, so, and like Sir Cat put in Cat, ClevEndeav. People often write ClevEndeav or ClevEndeav, and it's just, I don't know. I don't understand.
every time I tell my friends that I work at ClevEndeav, they say clever and what? They think it's like clever and ever, clever and ever.
Yeah, that's another another problem with it. It's definitely not perfect. But actually, the boat logo is interesting because when Kyler, our logo hasn't changed at all from 2015, from the first time Kyler sketched it, and he made the boat thing, and then we noticed that Endeavour was actually the name of a lot of ships that were like exploration ships, and we're like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I don't know, that kind of fits with what we were going for anyway, even though it was completely not intentional. So yeah, that's the story.
Nice. This one's from Norsfell. How did you come up with the outfit ideas for each character? Fabio, no spoilers.
It depends. It varies so much from character to character. Like, I don't know. I can't answer for the ones that Kyler did, but for the ones that I did, I always envisioned, like, for example, Bunny. There's a pose in Bunny Jump that he's like this with the legs like doing that, and I always see like him. I saw him holding an umbrella. It's like, why you should put an umbrella here, right? Then I draw an umbrella and say, oh, it works. Let's give him an umbrella. Usually that's how it works. Yeah. It's not the best answer, but
just whatever inspiration strikes. What had the most impact on the game's popularity? The sales, the YouTubers, the streamers, or something else? And that's from Too Lazy.
We don't really know. I mean, obviously some combination, but definitely YouTubers were a huge part of the success of the game. And I think we learned pretty early on that YouTubers, like, watching people play the game is a much better way of understanding what the game is about than necessarily reading about it or watching a trailer, for example. So we definitely focused our efforts on getting YouTubers to play the game, obviously. So like at certain conventions, I would go and just give out Steam keys to anyone who looked like they were a streamer or a YouTuber. But yeah, I mean, there's some luck involved, obviously, in that one of the YouTubers who played it I remember at PAX South, it was someone whose name I'm forgetting played it, and then why am I forgetting his name? Anyway, he played it, and then he invited his friends, and they just kept inviting their friends, and it turns out that person was also in with the crew with PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and people like that. So they brought it up to those folks, and then those folks all played it on their channels, and yeah, it just kind of took off from there, I guess. I think that YouTubers watch other YouTubers play and streamers and so on. So like once a big one does it, it's not necessarily that one big one is going to get you 1 million sales, but other streamers are going to see them and be like, oh, they're playing this new thing that looks cool, so I'm going to do that too because I want to be in their league, you know?
That's exactly, yeah. Like
So,
if a big player or a big YouTuber plays a thing, everyone's like, oh, it's the next trend, let's play the thing.
Exactly. And it's pretty low risk in terms of if they play one thing that isn't fantastic, even if they have if they can have a good time with it, even if the game itself isn't fantastic, it's not very high risk. And then if it does go well, then they have a whole new thing to play with the community. So that the community likes. So yeah.
Another random one. How many hours do y'all sleep each day? From Demo.
Oh, that's a perfect face for this question.
Fabio.
It varies from 5 hours to 0 hours. Not because I want, but because Daniel says so, my son. So I wish I could sleep. I wish I could sleep more. I wish. I'm always tired. Yep.
How
Richard.
about you, Steph?
I sleep a lot. I mean, I was up late last night because I was watching anime. So I think I only slept like 6. No, I think I had 6 or 7 hours last night. I tend to sleep between 8 and 9, but on weekends it might go up to 12.
Wow.
The childless
Fabio's
life.
like, what? What is this 12 hours?
The dink life, as they call it, the double income, no kids.
That's cool. I've never heard that before. That's funny though. Yeah, for me, it's usually between 7 and 8, aiming towards 8. Our cat always wakes us up at between 7:14 and 7:18. So, which is perfect because that's when the alarm is set, and that's fine, except on weekends, which the alarm is not set for that time. Usually I can go back to sleep, but yeah, I think it's around that. If I get around 6, I'm definitely feel it during the day. Like I can feel a difference. If I get anything over 7, I'm good.
What anime are you watching, Steph?
So yesterday I watched an anime called Skate the Infinity. It's an anime about skateboarding, which it's
I
pretty
have
funny.
to see that.
Yo, it's really good. It's actually really good. So it's about the anime studio that does like a lot of really good animation, like including Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Ooh, there we go. They basically got a bunch of their like best people together, along with like some other really like famous people in the anime world, like producers, music folks, directors, and stuff, and they made an original anime. So unlike most animes, it's not based off of a manga.
Whoa.
And it's about skateboarding, and I really like it. It's really good. Highly recommend. But it was kind of funny because I decided I wanted to go do skateboarding this year. My skateboard actually just arrived today, so I was like, well, guess what? Now's the time to watch the skateboarding anime.
Absolutely.
And it's even better because there's a Canadian in it, and Canadians in anime is so rare.
Skateboarding Canadians, it's your future.
Exactly.
It's your calling.
I love skateboard. I tried skateboard when I was young, but I broke myself so many times that I said, okay, I have to choose between skateboard or my integrity, my physical integrity.
I decided that was the time to start learning. Almost 30 years old. I'm sure it will only go well.
Now's the time. You gotta get those big nerdy wrist guards.
Oh, trust me. So my helmet came with my skateboard, and then my wrist guards and knee pads and elbow pads all arrive on Monday or Tuesday, so they're on the way.
Okay, so you're going hard.
That's the thing. The real problem is the ankles. Be careful with your ankles. That's what destroyed me. I broke my ankles all the time. I was twisting them, breaking ankles. That's the real issue with skateboard.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to do this with a previous knee injury. I'm sure this was all a fantastic idea and it won't at all end up badly.
Shout out to Snake. Shout out to Snake, huh? UCH Snake.
Yes, exactly. That would be me. Oh, I've already got the hat. Look, maybe I should change my animal. Maybe I should be Snake.
Yes, of course.
You have to see how skateboarding goes first. Then.
Yeah. There we go. And then Rich, why are you so good at Rocket League? From Taggers. So this
I didn't
became
see that
this
question
came
in the original thing.
This is not a question. This is a complaint.
I mentioned
There's a complaint.
fun fact because they know I play Rocket League and they constantly were asking me about my ranking and stuff, and I was like, fun fact, Rich beat like a charity tournament that I ran for Rocket League, so that's what spurred this question.
The answer is way too many hours. That's always the answer. Yeah, it's the game I have the most. I have more hours in that game than every other game combined. Except I don't know, maybe they're like old Nintendo 64 like Zelda games and stuff. I played more of because I didn't have any tracking of those. But even then, probably not. Yeah, I've just played a stupid amount of hours, and so my ranking has been a little lower than what I want it to be. But yeah, without getting back into it,
What
I
are
think,
you? What are you?
I'm
Diamond?
no, I'm just below. I'm now plat 3, like div 4 or something.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, my highest was I got into whatever was above diamond. Is that all star?
I don't know. I've
There's
never
like
even
several
dreamed
ranks
of it.
above diamond. Anyway, I've gotten to the bottom one of whatever's just above diamond, and then drop back to diamond. But usually it's like diamond 2-ish is where I think I belong. But yeah, I have to prove myself again.
Impressive. This kind of like leads into what game have the devs played the most and enjoyed the most. That isn't Ultimate Chicken Horse. Just a question from
Or
Gary.
Rocket League for me.
You still play, right? I think
Fabio.
I saw you online the other day.
Yeah, I do. I play once in a while. I play. It's the thing that to me is the most like turning my brain off. Like, just don't think about it. It's like my equivalent of watching a reality TV show. You know, that's how I see it. But I'll let someone else answer. Fabio.
3 games. GTA San Andreas. I played because I was addicted to video games at that point. StarCraft. I played it a lot, but because I was hanging out with friends who were hanging out and playing together. And Sonic, I played because it's the best game ever made. Sonic. These are the 3 games I played the most in my entire life.
Nice.
Steph?
Steph? Oh wait, which Sonic?
Sonic the Hedgehog. The Sonic
First one?
I know, but there's like 337,000 Sonic games.
No, there's only one. There's only
No other Sonic game is canon to Fabio.
just Sonic Hedgehog.
Maybe that like fun trivioid. Sonic 2 was my first ever video game that I ever played.
Oh really?
Yep.
That's
but it doesn't exist according to Fabio.
Yep.
Sonic 2 is good. Sonic 2 is good. The first one is so much better.
So
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
okay,
still remember it's tattooed on my mind the day that I saw Sonic for the first time. I was a little boy in Salvador. I saw a TV showing Sonic, and it like the river, that sparkling glow in the river, and I was like, oh, this is the most beautiful thing ever made. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I remember the moment.
Yeah, so for me, it doesn't track your hours, but I'm going to assume it's Minecraft just because I've been playing it since like second year university on and off. It's not something I play like every day for the last 10 years, but something I would like get really into, and I'd play it a lot for like a month or two, and then I drop it, and then I like pick it up again, play it a lot.
Did you kill the dragon?
Nope.
Oh, come on.
I know. Here's the thing is when I first started playing Minecraft, I'm not very good at games that don't have like progression or a very obvious thing to do. If it's like here's open sandbox, I don't get enjoyment from that. But what I did like was there was a Minecraft mod pack called Skyblock, and you start with this like 3x3x3 cube of dirt with a tree in the middle. So you start with that, and then you have to like build it out into this like big thing by like the typical progression systems. But you have like a mission book, and you have to like follow that. So because yeah, because of it had this progression and very much like you could see the world like getting bigger and stuff. That's what got me hooked onto Minecraft. And then later on, it's because I was playing with friends. Like I still play it almost weekly, once a week with a friend. Right now, we have server going. So that's probably my number one most played. It might be Rocket League, might be my number two now, just because I've been playing it almost daily since September. On Steam, I think my most played game is Civ 5.
Ah, that's a different one from all the other things.
My gaming is like kind of all over. Actually, wait, I lied because I played 150 hours on Persona 5 Royale, and I have 130 or 140 hours in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. So, yeah.
If I sort by playtime, yeah.
I also tend to be someone who doesn't play one game for a really long period of time unless it's like a Rocket League or Minecraft. I tend to play a lot of games which are in the 2 to 20 hour mark. So it's hard for my favorite games to be in the most played. Anyways.
I surprisingly played 49 hours of Hades. But I played a lot of Theme Hospital. I don't know if anyone in chat is old enough to know that game. But Theme Hospital was like, I guess it was on. I know you have to have like DOSBox to open it up, so it comes from either a CD or MS DOS, and that is so good. That was the one that what's it called? 2 Point Hospital was a remake of Theme Hospital, like pretty much 1-to-1. And I played a bunch of 2 Point Hospital also, but yeah, Theme Hospital is so good.
2 Point's so good. Yeah, I played a lot of 2 Point as well. What else? What other questions? We actually ran out of all the questions. We gunned through those questions.
Blasted through it. Does chat have any questions?
Yeah, chat. Feel free to ask questions. Otherwise, I'll keep pulling from my document here.
Go for it.
You ask now or you shut up forever. It's your last chance.
From Aspie, when it comes to the final update for the game, do you think it will be a content update or a bug fixing update? Like, whatever the final update may be for Ultimate Games.
The final, like,
final.
In, not necessarily the upcoming one, but just like the last one that ever gets made.
Yes, the very last final
one. I would imagine that it would be some sort of content, and then there would be bugs that come up, and then there would be a patch that fixes the bugs. Because there's always a patch that fixes bugs. But yeah, I think it would be weird to have a last. If you were actually like marketing it as a last update, it would be weird for you to say like, here's our last update. You know, players don't fall through this thing anymore when you spam A 6 times, you know. So I would think content. Did we answer who's the most epic gamer in the crew? Epicest gamer in the crew.
Epicest gamer?
I think we need to like. How does one define epicest? Because if it's best at games, it's not me. But if it plays the most amount of video games, it might be me.
Yeah, but then also like most amount of hours of video games or most variety of video games? Because I think Alex plays a lot of games or plays a lot of hours of some games, but doesn't necessarily play. Actually, he plays a lot of different games too. So yeah, I don't know. Best at video games though? Again, depends on the games. Although I would probably say Alex for most things. Kyler's good at shooters. Although Alex actually has played Team Fortress 2 for like more hours than anything. So he's very, 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 very good at that. And PlanetSide and some other games. So yeah, I don't know. I would still probably go with Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know what Alexi plays, to be honest. We haven't talked at length about what Alexi plays.
All I know about Alexi is that we have talked about like Spiritfarer, and I was recommending Mori to him, and those types of games, and he seemed very into them. But yeah, I should ask Alexi more about those. What else do we have?
Yeah.
Fabio, what is the most fun animation you've worked on?
That I worked on.
Worked on.
Oh my god. On the game? On the game?
On anything. I mean, I classified this as Ultimate Chicken Horse, but I mean, they didn't specify.
Oh my god.
Favorite animation ever?
I don't remember. Oh my god.
If it's easier, you can limit it to Ultimate Chicken Horse.
The things I tried in Quill in VR, they were very fun to do. Very fun animations to do. It's super fun to animate in VR.
I remember the first one you did, the just to testing it out. It was like a person pulling like pistols out of their pocket or something, and like yeah, that was very cool.
Let's stay on that. Let's stay here. I don't remember the best animation. All of the animations that I work on are because animating is fun. Even if you're doing something that looks boring, it's fun to do.
Here's another random question. If you were to get the whole team on a vacation somewhere, assuming everything in the world is better fixed, it's safe to do so, where would we go and why?
That's
a great question.
I would love to take everyone to Arembepe. Arembepe.
What's that?
It's
where's
a beach. It's where my mom lives right now. It's a beach close to Salvador, where I come from. It's paradise on earth. So I would love to show everyone what the place I grew up.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd be all in for that. Yeah, apart from that, I definitely think like somewhere warm and tropical. But I wouldn't see our team doing something like a resort kind of thing. I think everyone would be a little bit bored with that. I feel like people would want some more adventure and like actually seeing whatever place it is for the place that it is, seeing, meeting actual people from there, eating the food from there, not just like staying in a resort. Maybe that's just me being selfish about it.
The state that I am right now, I would love to just stay on a resort, like all inclusive. Just give me food, give me drink, let me lay down.
Yeah, but that's because you need to sleep more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of where I like Rich would like to go somewhere warm.
Richard already knows the entire world. He doesn't need to travel. He knows everything already. He knows everything.
That's not true. There's so many more places to go.
Already know everything.
I feel like somewhere that I want to go and I think would be fun for us would be Portugal.
I've been to Portugal. I've been to Portugal 3 years ago. Amazing place. Lisbon is just like Salvador. It's just like Salvador. You know that Portugal colonized Brazil, right?
Yes.
The first capital of Brazil is Salvador. They built Salvador.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It built Salvador, the image of Lisbon. I was like, oh my God, I'm in Salvador.
That's crazy.
It's Salvador, but cleaner and safer.
I've been wanting to go to Portugal for quite some time now, and I was like, "Oh, Fabio can help us with the Portuguese." I don't know. I assume there's a lot of overlap, right, between Brazil Portuguese and Portugal.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I was like, "Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like Fabio can help us with that." I feels like there's a lot of really cool things to explore. Nice and warm.
Yes, amazing place. Amazing food. Beautiful place. Nice people.
And I feel like it's a nice, like if you wanted to just sit on the beach, you could just sit on the beach. But if you wanted to go and like to the stores and do museums, like there's a lot of different things our team could do.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any good ones that we could wrap up on? Oh, favorite book from Y Shark.
Favorite
Whoa.
book?
What a question.
Yes, there are so many.
Like ever? That's so big.
Yes.
I really liked Ender's Game when I read it in grade 7 when I was 13. That one's always stayed in my mind. Can we pause this question to answer why and how is Fabio's hair so epic? Because I think that's priority.
It's just my hair. I stopped cutting this part of my hair, and it kept growing, and became dreadlocks. They became dreadlocks, and that's how they are now. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, back to book thing. The other one I would mention is just a recent thing that I really, really liked was a book called Behave, which is a like neuroscience book, basically. That's just like why humans behave the way they do in a very, very broad way. And yeah, it gets like pretty deep into the neuroscience stuff, but then it also talks about it just touches on all like the physical reasons basically behind behavior in terms of how the brain works and all this stuff. And yeah, massive book. And it took me like 6 months to read, but fantastic. Steph, how about you?
I haven't read in a really, really, really long time. I think the last book I read was when I was camping 2 years ago, and it was the very first Sherlock Holmes book, which I enjoyed. But I don't know if it was my favorite. Growing up, I read a lot of books. I really liked the Artemis Fowl series growing up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really bad now. I want to get back into reading, but there's too many things. I if it's like, do you want to sit and read a book or do you want to watch anime and play games? I'm probably gonna watch anime and play games. Yeah, pretty bad.
That's fair. Fabio?
I remember there are a few books that stayed with me. Like I remember, for example, a few years ago when they said, oh, they are going to make a movie about Lord of the Rings. And then I said, what? They're going to make a movie about Lord of the Rings? I better read the books before the movie because I want to have an image. I want to create the image before I see the movie. So I read Lord of the Rings, and at the end of the third book, I was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to let this go. I don't want to let this go." It's the best ending of a book ever, because the third book, it got like 300 pages, and from these 300 pages, more than 100 is just the ending. It tells the end of every character, tells what happens to them, tells what happens to their children, and tells what happened to their It's like so nice, so nice. And when Frodo goes away to the other land, it's like, oh my God, Frodo, no. Beautiful, amazing. I also remember a book. There's a writer that stayed with me forever, which is Gogol. I don't know if you know Gogol. Gogol, amazing writer from Prussia. We don't even have Prussia anymore, but you still have Gogol. He wrote The Hat. The Hat, you know The Hat. Amazing writer.
It looks like 1840 something.
Yes, Prussia, for Prussia. We don't even have Prussia anymore. Crime e Castigo, Crime and Punishment. Another book that, oh my God, Crime and Punishment, it stayed in my mind. Like, yeah. Don't do bad things. Don't do bad things, because even though if no one catches you, your conscience will follow you forever.
Actually, talking about books that really left an impression, for me, nonfiction wise, Freakonomics. And I know there's a lot of arguments about things that are in the book, and that's almost like part of the fun of it. Was like, I'm the kind of person that sees a movie that's like based on a true story, and then immediately after watching, I'm like, how much of this was actually not true? So kind of like Freakonomics, I thought it introduced a lot of really interesting ideas about like economy and incentives and stuff like that. And then reading all of the other thoughts and opinions about those things. But yeah, good thought about or interesting to think of about how the world works. Okay, just really quick before we head off, because it's 4:00. Have the devs watched Ultimate Chicken Horse tournaments, and will we be watching the upcoming one from Damu?
When is the upcoming one? I don't follow the Discord very closely. I will be very honest.
It is. Last time I saw it was changing. It's now. Oh wait, registration ends March 31st. Rules.
I just want to say that you people from Discord that plays Chicken Horse, you are ninjas. You are all ninjas. You are in a crazy level of Chicken Horse. Crazy. What the things you people do is just crazy. It's impossible. Impossible. Ninja level. Congratulations to all of you. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be keen to watch another one. I watched one a while ago, like quite a while ago. Probably a year or more, but I'd be keen to watch again. April 3rd.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah, I'd be keen to watch again because I'm sure it's like really evolved in terms of all people's crazy ninja skills.
I dropped in really briefly into the last Evan tournament a month or two ago. Yeah, I dropped in. It's just the problem is it's over the weekend, and we're usually out and about doing stuff and trying not to think about work on the weekends. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to pop in. I think I might take a look at the next one.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll let you guys know when it's good, when it's on. We'll try drop in. All right, everyone. That's the hour. Thanks so much to Rich and Fabio for joining.
Thank you for setting this up.
Yeah, and I'll be back next Friday with more challenge levels, and we'll do another AskClevEndeav next month, hopefully. If not, I'll let you guys know. But let us know if you like this happening more often.
I'm just enjoying watching Fabio.
That's exactly it. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Have a good one, folks.
Ciao, everybody. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.